They said, hey, you approach me. I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like to fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to react to a sunnyv2 video about millionaires living, I guess, like they're poor. If you do what you want with your money, I don't give a fuck. If you want to dress in ripped clothes and dirty shit or whatever, or be frugal I don't give a fuck. You feel me? Good for you for the grind and everything you got going on for yourself. I don't understand why people make it their business to be in other mofos' wallets. Like, you in mofos' pockets for what, and you broke. I think you need to be focused on yourself. What did J. Cole say? He said, you broken clown and a millionaire, the joke is on you. And it is. You feel me? Because I'm worried about getting rich my damn self. I don't care what a millionaire is wearing. What? Priorities be all the way fucked up. But we're going to get into this video.
Christian Bale drives a 2003 Toyota pickup, while IKEA's founder still flew coach after making $50 billion. But let's start with someone worth $300 million who drives a Toyota Prius, Leonardo DiCaprio.
And what's so wrong with that? Isn't that a good car? I don't know. I don't really know much about cars. But my thing is, and if I had $50 billion, I would be living lavish. I'm not going to lie. But that's me. And if these mofos don't want to, or... Also, the thing is, I feel like that shit's gonna, the thrill of it runs out when it's very normal. When you're like, let's say tomorrow, if you're like a regular person and you hit the lottery for 30 million, it's like, what the fuck? And then you get all of it and everything. 10 years down the line, if this is like consistent, somehow you get a business and you keep it up and keep flourishing and everything, it's not gonna be as like, wow, like it's just gonna be normal, and so maybe you don't want to spend every fucking dime or be excessive, because what do you need 8 cars for? Like, genuinely, what the fuck do you need all that for? What do you need $500,000 chains for? Like, it's just, to me, excessive and I don't know, questionable. But again, if that's what you want to do with your money, whatever.
In fact, Leo liked his Prius so much he bought another 3 for his mother, father, and stepmother, not to mention he rathers commercial over private flights, believing it's a greener alternative. He's therefore often seen at the airport,
and that's why he will be rich forever.
Casual, although he only reaches peak casual when riding his bike through New York City. Now sure, DiCaprio does own 4 side-by-side houses in Hollywood, but when David Dobrik met him there, he described Leo as surprisingly normal.
Like, he opened the door for us and his dog got out. And so he had to go chase his dog. and that's where you go, oh my god, it's the guy from the Titanic, and this is the Wolf of Wall Street, but he's here at his house, just chilling.
And this even extends to how Leo treats his fans. I went up to him at a restaurant and his security stopped me. I heard him saying, it's okay, let him through. He proceeded to give me an autograph and we talked for like 2 minutes. Absolutely down to earth and no superiority complex at all. Leo at least tries to live a normal life, but somebody who actually does is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. When asked how he spends his $320 million, Dave Grohl stated it goes straight into my bank account where it turns all moldy and smelly, given he basically buys nothing. For example, Dave Grohl christened his first credit card with the extravagant purchase of a Benihana dinner, and when asked about cars, he'd state, I drive a family car. Not a monster SUV, but a family car that fits 5 people, adding that his Tesla was impractical and the stupidest thing as he thought it was too fancy. He'd also get rid of his holiday home.
I hate Teslas. I just wanted to put that out there because I just have like a very something, and it's something inside of my soul. I don't like them. I don't. And them Cybertrucks look stupid. What the fuck you driving in a fucking phone for? That shit don't make no sense. Motherfuckers is like, my car about to die. And if your car die, then it don't work no more and you just spent like $500,000 on a car.
Money, cars, and gold chains. They don't make you happy, and I'd rather be happy than stinking rich, concluding with a statement, I'm not a banker, I'm a musician.
Let's make it about the music. Let's not talk about money. Let's just go have a good time.
Dave Grohl is the Keanu Reeves of rock and roll, talented and humble, which also describes Christian Bale after adding one more word, frugal. Similar to Dave Grohl, Bale lives in a nice but simple Los Angeles property, although he'd recently announced he was dropping $22 million on 12 separate houses, all of which are going to a foster care charity. When offered a luxury villa on the set of Public Enemies, Christian Bale refused, with the director explaining he just wanted an ordinary room. Christian is so modest and unassuming, which is supported by one of Bale's interview statements. Wealth doesn't mean anything to me. If a robber broke into my house, he'd burst into tears, and it wouldn't be worth stealing his car either.
That's what he drives around in. 2003 Toyota Tacoma. It's a good car, never breaks. He's like, if someone needs me to carry something, I can put it in the back.
Christian Bale's truck has become a notable Hollywood talking point.
I guess people have this idea of Hollywood stars, they're driving like the nicest cars.
Wait, are you saying? The Tacoma's not the nicest car. How
It's a
dare you?
2006 Tacoma, right?
2003, thank you
Oh
very
my
much.
God, that's
Yeah, and
almost
second-hand even then.
And while he might have been spotted also driving a dusty Porsche, it seems the 2003 Toyota is his go-to daily driver. The joke's on everyone else because he's actually driving one of the best vehicles to ever be produced.
The joke, what are we talking about? Anybody that got a joke to say about this man's car is fucking weird. Y'all are walking. Y'all are paying $800 car payments because you want to look a certain way. Like, bitch.
Bale described his life by stating, "I do the exact same as I've always done. I don't have an assistant, I don't drive a flashy car, I do everything myself. I go to the supermarket myself, the hardware store. It's something I would greatly miss because I'd start to feel like a prisoner," which might also explain why Bale has rejected most technology. Co-star Bryce Dallas Howard said he barely has a cell phone. He's not one of those flamboyant actors that need a lot of people helping him. He and his wife don't have a nanny, they live in a one-bedroom house, they're very low-maintenance, low-key real people, but if it's a competition for who can live the cheapest, NBA player Kawhi Leonard might still be the winner. Because despite making $128 million over the last 3 years, Kawhi still drives a 1997 Chevy Tahoe because it runs and it's paid off. The car, which is proudly nicknamed the Gas Guzzler, sits outside his 2-bedroom San Diego apartment, although it's at the Wingstop just down the street that his frugality really shows. After landing a sponsorship with the company back in 2016, they sent him a coupon booklet for free chicken wings, which he then accidentally lost, apparently leading to a panic attack. Wingstop also seems to be Kawhi's go-to place for autographs, but Ed Sheeran's go-to place for anything is the couch in his hometown house. He made $775 million from his 2023 tour, but when asked about his bank, he'd state, "I use my Barclays student account. I've not upgraded because I don't spend much money. If I had all my money in one account, I would spend all of it, so I get an allowance." But when asked about how much the allowance was, he'd give a shocking answer. "Maybe $1,000. I really don't spend much money. I spend most of it on taxis." Hotels certainly weren't a primary expense, as he'd sleep in Courtney Cox's spare room for 3 months straight, which might have been a mansion in Malibu, although he didn't need such luxury.
I do go to LA every now and then, go to wanky restaurants with people, and that is a side of my life, but I also live in the place that I grew up with my wife who grew up there.
As mentioned, Ed Sheeran married his high school girlfriend and moved back to their English country hometown with only 4,000 people. Here he keeps up normal working hours.
I actually got the idea from Eminem. He works 9 to 5, goes in, does the studio, goes home.
And when asked about lavish holidays, he'd state, "I'm ginger, so we don't really sit on beaches. I can't think of anything less relaxing than sitting getting burnt in the sun. No, I just shut all my doors, turned off my phone and watched lots of DVDs, perhaps best resonating with The Hunger Games, as Jennifer Lawrence is equally normal." Despite being often cited as the most successful actress of her generation, Jennifer Lawrence stated, "I'm in bed by 11 p.m. at the latest. I prefer that to hanging around Hollywood parties at night. Fame or being famous has never impressed me," which might also explain why she refused to upgrade her Volkswagen EOS even after finding initial
See,
success.
and what's wrong with the car? It's nothing wrong with the car, bro. It's nothing, bro.
She'd eventually splurge on an equally humble Chevy Volt while living in the same Los Angeles townhouse that was bought for less than $1 million before the fame. She'd state, "I was raised to have value for money, to have respect for money even though you have a lot of it, with this respect for money leading to a life of extreme humility. I still look for bargains in the supermarket. Just because you're getting recognized by other people doesn't mean you've become anything special, and according to Ingvar Kamprad, being a billionaire didn't make you special either. By starting the Swedish furniture brand IKEA, Ingvar built a net worth of $53 billion.
I'm about to say, IKEA, first of all, I'll go in there just to look at shit, right? I don't buy nothing out of there. I don't. It's a nice place to go. That's an experience.
2004 briefly overtook Bill Gates as the world's richest person.
Really?
Despite this, Ingvar was known for driving a 1993 Volvo 240, which he drove around his hometown, known for having frugal people. It is in the nature of Smartland to be thrifty. If you look at me now, I don't think I'm wearing anything that wasn't bought at a flea market, and Ingvar was even committed to always flying economy. How the hell can I ask people who work for me to travel cheaply if I'm traveling in luxury? It's a question of good leadership. Best to stay in touch with the real world, although he might have been so cheap that the world lost touch with him. Normally, I try to get my hair cut when I'm in a developing country. Last time it was in Vietnam. Ingvar died in 2018 as the world's 8th richest person, and while Mark Zuckerberg isn't popular with everyone,
I have some...
he definitely maintains the legacy of frugal billionaires. He's currently the 4th richest person on Earth with $170 billion, but wears the exact same shirt every single day, reducing
I want to say something. It's not that bad, okay? And them mofos pay me. Meta pays me. So, I'm going to watch what I say. But I feel like he's an alien. Think about it before you, like, just really think about it. Bro is kind of weird.
Decision fatigue while making his life simple. Now, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Zuckerberg owns 5 side-by-side Silicon Valley houses, although it's not like they all have tennis courts. The primary residence is nice but fairly normal, and is 10 minutes away from the mega mansions in the nearby suburb of Atherton. Zuckerberg owns an Acura TSX worth 30 grand, a Honda Fit worth 18 grand, a Volkswagen Golf also worth 30 grand, and a Pagani Huayra worth...
I mean, I guess in comparison to how much money he's worth or made or whatever, it's not what you would expect. But this is still a lot. You just said 5 big ass houses. They might not be like luxury mansions, but they're 5 fucking houses. And I'm assuming it's in LA. And then what, 4 cars? Okay.
Well, 4 million, but for the most part, his checklist is...
What is we talking about? What are we talking about? Get him off the list. I don't...
safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. Tyler Winklevoss called Mark Zuckerberg the poorest rich person I've ever seen in my life, although he perhaps hadn't seen Lil Dicky, who made a whole song about how cheap he was. It was appropriately titled Saving Dat Money, for which he'd make a music video without spending a single dollar.
The concept of the video is, how can I make the most epic rap video ever for no money?
He'd therefore visit mansions, boats, and clubs, trying to convince random people to let him use their stuff, all of which being done while wearing the cheapest clothes possible. He'd state, "You hear a lot of rap songs about spending money. I thought, wouldn't it be funny to make a song about saving money because it's ironic, but beyond irony, I genuinely have pride in saving money. I'm a relatively cheap person who, to me, it's not cool to overspend, it's cool to get a great deal." Within the song itself, Dicky admits to using his cousin Greg's Netflix account, getting his hair cut with several months in between, and wearing the same pair of jeans every day, also showing his frustration with how famous music made him.
Mark, you seeing them? Mark? My life has become.
And then, of course, there's Adam Sandler.
He favors oversized clothes, untied sneakers, and a fresh from the hamper look.
His dress style is so casual, it's basically a meme. This man has more money than he knows what to do with, and still gets his drip from Walmart. Love it. He always looks ready for a basketball match because, according to this interview, he loves to turn up and play with random people.
I fly in, try to find a game somewhere, play, get a little sweat.
I once played basketball with Sandler during lunch break on Grown Ups. He has an automatic 3-pointer and is as down to earth as any famous person I've ever met. I can't say enough nice things about the guy.
I literally go to any park, I see a game going off, and I go, all right,
let me just walk in. I walk up, a couple people usually go, oh, that's what's his name? And then I go, yeah. And then I get a 5-on-5 going.
He isn't scared to photobomb a random wedding, get a standard breakfast at IHOP, or eat a jar of pickles while walking down the street, despite being worth almost $500 million.
Come on, bro. Like I said, I don't find nothing wrong. If you got that much money, do what you want with it. You feel me? Even the mofos that got the Twitch streamers, everything, buying change that's worth $500,000 and hella cars that you're not driving, shit like that. I think, like I said, to me it's excessive, but at the end of the day, it's not my money, so I cannot tell you what to do with yours. You feel me? So I don't know. I feel like people just need to mind their business, and why don't you get a bag? You feel me? Why don't you work on getting a bag and stop being worried about what other people doing with with their own money? So anyways, this was a really nice video. I thought it was cute. So yeah, y'all please give me some suggestions of what to react to, because I'm at a loss. You feel me? Anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see you on the next one.